Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Misery Loves Movies. This is the final installment of the Santa Claus 3 trilogy.
The third of the third.
The third of the third.
For now.
So, where we left off, we were jumping into how Jack Frost tricked our wonderful Tim Allen Santa Claus into going back in time and revoking his Santa Claus status.
Yeah, so when Jack tricks Santa into holding his Santa snow globe and repeating the magical words, "I wish I were never Santa at all," they get transported to that scene in the first movie where Santa falls off the roof.
And dies.
And dies. Jeez, an immortal being just dies from a roof. You know how I've fallen off of a lot of things. I'm still alive, thankfully.
You might be beyond immortal then.
Do you think there's like what would you put on in my case?
Well, I'm just saying, like, you fell off a roof and that killed an immortal, like, timeless gift monster.
You're indestructible. You're not immortal.
It's like unbreakable.
Okay, yeah.
I was going to put that on you someday at breakfast.
Yeah.
You're impossible to kill by unnatural means.
Yep.
That's how I describe myself.
Mm-hmm.
So Jack Frost gets the coat, and then we are transported to 12 years forward. So it would be current time, and Santa / Scott now is not Santa.
He's generic businessman.
He's Tim Allen again.
Tim Allen is the CEO now in this
A
franchise.
sweet-ass office.
Sweet-ass office, but he's a hardcore workaholic. Again, he doesn't learn anything.
Dude, if he wasn't more of an asshole as Santa, he's even more of an asshole when he's quote-unquote normal.
Like himself.
Yeah, and I'm like, wow, okay, sweet. And like, how much more asshole-ish can we
Dude,
get?
it's like, okay, so it's like It's a Wonderful Life sort of deal, right? But the issue with it is this is a third of the way through the movie. Like, it's super fucking rushed if you want any, like, emotional impact out of it. It's like 5 minutes maybe where he's Santa. And I don't know, it just feels like a waste of time. There's so much shit jam-packed into this.
Yeah. I described it like this whole middle of the movie was just like in-laws, Scott's family, Jack Frost. In-laws, Scott's family, in-laws, and like repeated 10-minute segments of that. And it's just like, all right, I mean, I guess you got my attention well enough because these scenes are so short and jam-packed and fast-paced.
So, yeah, he goes to his ex-wife's house, and his son is, I don't know, goth now or something.
Yeah, like, fuck you, Dad.
He looks the same, but he's just like, I'm gonna go out partying with my friends on Christmas.
He's got a beanie now.
Ooh, that makes him edgy.
That's
Dude,
how
throw
you
a soul
know.
patch on him and he's a Reaper man.
Yep.
He's wearing like the same clothes, except they just slap a beanie on him, and he's like, "No, my alternate reality beanie, son."
Oh, no!
He pulls his pants down and his ass cheeks are spray painted Jack Frost blue. That's what the kids are doing now.
I'm frosting, Mom. I'm frosting now.
This is the thing in Back to the Future where
Marty McFly spray paints his ass blue.
And then
Nobody calls me a blue ass.
and then he proceeds to turn the North Pole into a tropical resort.
But it's the Biff Tannen casino.
Biff Tannen Santa now?
Yeah. Because Santa Claus goes up north and Jack Frost has, like, taken everything over, and the elves are collecting money from people, and you can buy your way onto the naughty list.
Yeah, so
nice
basically, Jack
Frost
Frost Claus turns the North Pole into a resort
No,
and
just like-
commercializes the
Yeah, but the
terrible.
idea
Yeah,
is like Jack Frost is an asshole because he's making money off from Christmas. You are sitting in a theater watching Tim Allen handing him money,
handing the mouse your money.
and there's no.
What do you mean? Like, Christmas isn't a commercialized train wreck? What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? It's not a
This isn't-
capitalistic
Can
holiday.
you imagine the type of monster that would try to make a quick buck off
That was
from
like
Christmas.
that was literally in my notes, was like, man, I can't believe how he commercialized Christmas. Oh, wait.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what is that about the spirit of the holiday? What?
So while he's at this North Pole resort, he runs into Judge Reinhold and that little redheaded girl with the warm hugs. And they're like, fuck you, Scott, you're an asshole, and whatever, which further proves that Tim Allen's an asshole.
Who knew?
Yeah, exactly. Everyone hates him.
You're at 2 pounds of cocaine later.
Yeah, he's partying hard.
Yeah, so he grabs Tim Allen by the collar and he's like, fuck you, Tim Allen. You never even gave me an ounce of that cocaine. And that's why our marriage fell apart, I tell you. That's why. And then he leaves.
I ended up with this child.
I didn't want it.
So then Tim Allen kind of runs amok in this North Pole resort where it's all about money, getting on the nice list and buying this or whatever. And there's a big stage performance with
A
the
fat suit.
elves and Martin Short, Jack Frost.
He looks so fucked up.
Yeah,
Because
Santa.
now he's like Santa, so it's like they plumped out the goblin and gave it a beard, and they like gel the hair, so it's like Santa's long hair but spiky, and then he has like ice blue eyes and demon ears.
Yep.
Yeah, I kind of dug it. Like,
Oh,
just
he's
how
hamming it up
looked.
too.
For a children's movie,
Yeah.
though, like.
Honestly, if
I
you were
don't
gonna
know.
have like a weird, like elfy looking motherfucker as Santa, like I thought this looked better than Tim Allen's Santa.
Why do that to him at all, though? Why not just give him the hat and the whatever? Like,
Well,
Stay the same.
yeah.
The whole idea for Jack Frost to make Frostmas was so he could keep his own identity and have his own holiday. Basically, all he's done is just turn Christmas into Frostmas, but kept the same look.
The same
well,
brand.
and that's like yeah, I'm thinking about it, and it's like all this shit is like these problems at the end. It's a Wonderful Life thing. They're showing all the bad things that would have happened if he hadn't became Santa, but he really didn't want to not be Santa at any point. That wasn't like his issue.
Mm-hmm.
His issue was that he was working too hard and ignoring his family again. So like, there's no emotional impact to it or reason for it.
Yeah,
like,
it's an unsatisfying solution to not the real problem. It's just
to a manufactured product.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
a question and an answer, but they don't match up
Yeah.
at all. So like,
It's a good way to put it. So
Yeah.
Tim Allen, like, he gets apprehended, and during this musical number, he goes back to the redheaded girl, and he's like, "Hey, go fucking steal this guy's magical snow globe, and then I can destroy Santa." And then she's
Well,
like,
she doesn't. He doesn't tell him that. He's
Well,
just
yeah.
like, "Go get the snow globe for me. Go steal from Santa."
promised wife, go
Yeah.
steal this for me.
Yep. You want to be really hard and cool? Go steal this from Santa.
He goes up to her and he gently, like, caresses her hand. He's like, "My third."
We also got to talk about the recording pen, because that comes into play when you go. Okay, so one of the bag stuffers in this North Pole resort thing is a pen that conveniently records people's voices. And they showed that, and I was like, I see where this is going. And then the first time you see Jack Frost Claus, he says the words, "I wish I were never Santa again," or whatever, right within the... It's almost like Tim Allen went up to him with the pen, put it in his face. I was like, "Hey, Jack Frost, I wish I were never Santa again. Hello, Scott." It's like, what the fuck?
Because I did that same thing where I was like, okay, this is just going to be like, but I was
So-
kind of holding out hope that it was going to be like it wouldn't work with the recording. Like, why would it work?
Why
with
would it?
Yeah,
Why would it work
yeah.
with the recording?
And-
why would it work?
This
with
isn't Home Alone and he doesn't have a talk boy.
Why-
It's just a pen.
But why
Yeah.
couldn't like? why couldn't Jack Frost say it while Santa was holding it and have it work then? If that's
Yeah.
how it works, like
Yeah.
But whatever, he's got the voice on the recording, and then Martin Short's hamming it up. What song is he singing? But he changes. New York, New
But
York,
it's like North Pole, North
North Pole, North Pole,
It
and
does
he is
not
just.
I mean,
work.
it's not. It's whatever, man.
Dude, it's
compared
like-
to
'cause
everything else,
It's only piano in the background, and I
One
thought
of his
that was
little
weird.
elf
The-
slaves is playing
Yeah.
it.
it's like a piece of corn and a shit sandwich. Like, yeah, I guess it's
It's
better. I guess
North Pole, North Pole, what the fuck ever. You're looking at what time it's gonna end at, and luckily you only got 10, 15 minutes left.
So, like, yeah, you're wondering, like, oh man, how are they going to stretch the rest of this dystopian North Pole nonsense and fucking wrap up all the BS with his family,
Yeah.
and they fucking do it.
Yeah, it's like, and then plays the recording while he's holding the snow globe, and we're right back to square fucking one, and so they're back like they didn't even leave at all, and the Tim Allen Santa Claus runs up to his pregnant wife and says, I'm sorry, throws the
back.
sorry, yeah, I'm back, throwing the sorries around, everything's all good, now we need to save Christmas.
I would just like to point out that, like, the in-laws were rightfully giving him a bunch of shit, like, since they were there.
Oh yeah.
It was like just these backhanded comments of like, oh well, that's why you have our daughter captive, and it's like, yeah, but really though he does. And then like the father-in-law especially just like laying into him this whole movie, and then he's like, oh, I'm back, and then in their minds it's only been 3 minutes, but like the father and mother-in-law turn around so fucking fast, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh well, we shouldn't have been so hard on
Oh, you're Santa Claus. Oh, it all makes sense.
Oh,
now.
Yeah,
No,
he was
this
like,
is
"Oh, I'm going to
before.
tell you the
Yeah.
truth." Like after
Yeah.
they play nice, after 3 minutes, and then he's
Yeah.
like, "Well, I'm going to tell everybody that I'm going to tell you guys, the in-laws, that I'm Santa Claus, and I swear to God, if you can't put 2 and 2 together by that point, just fucking kill yourself." He looks just like fucking Santa Claus. You're not in Canada. Canada doesn't look like
Right.
that.
Ice
You-
dome
you-
sky.
you
You're
took-
under a fucking ice dome the
right.
whole time.
You took an 8-hour trip all the way up to Canada.
Jesus Christ! Everyone's a child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How Canadians
Point
Ev-
to
look.
years.
except for Tim Allen and his character flaws. He's a dad that works too hard.
Dude, I
who
go,
loves too much.
where are all these
Who
kids'
gives
parents?
too much to children.
Right.
Also, I want to point out that her throwing the snow globe is a lot like Doc hitting Biff with the car door of the DeLorean. Like, Frost has him dead to rights. And,
Talking in 2 on the roof.
yeah. I'm
I'm
just
watching
saying.
Back to the Future in the next couple of days. It's been a grip. I usually watch that
Same.
every year.
Same, actually.
I fucking love Back to the Future.
So yeah, to reel back in here, we have all this shit just wrapping up, and then Santa's son shows up with the rest of the League of Legendary Figures or whatever it is, and they're all like, "Oh man, I don't know why we didn't do this sooner, but we're all here to help out. It was your son's idea." And then the father-in-law is throwing "fuck me" eyes at Mother Nature, and it's
Yeah.
like, "All right, yeah, fair enough."
He like rests his, like has head on like her shoulder.
Yeah,
Like,
Dude,
it's
and
all
the-
like yeah.
And then
I respect that, though.
yeah, you gotta respect it.
It's
I
it's
mean-
Mother Nature, whatever.
He makes a respectful pass at Mother Nature. That's
I can't blame him. And then it looks like there's going to be a big confrontation with Jack Frost and Santa. And then that little girl with the warm hugs brings her parents down to Santa and everybody and presents that they are frozen solid by Jack Frost because Jack Frost is
Did
a
we
murderer.
glaze over how? Yeah,
We glazed over how Jack Frost is a murderer. He's got no
Froze two
regard.
people to
He
death?
froze
Yep.
some people.
Froze
like,
Judge Reinhold and
Froze
not-
them instantaneously
Just-
in order
yeah,
to create
he
cold
froze-
that much it would destroy the human body.
he froze the parents and then told the little girl to get in the closet with her
He
frozen
shoved-
parents.
Yeah, like with the frozen corpses of her parents, shoved her into a closet.
And then there's some bullshit about Santa's like, hey, can't any of you omnipotent deities do anything about this? And they're like, can't, legends' powers don't work on other legends' powers. I was like, fuck me. What's the point?
But Santa can fall off a goddamn roof and die, though.
What's the point of having powers? It's like,
Where's your checks and balances?
yeah, it's so dumb. And then Santa looks at the little warm hug girl and is like, wink, go give him a hug. And she gives him a fucking hug, and he melts. It's essentially melting his heart, and he turns into normal Martin Short in a white suit.
He's still like 25% Frost.
Can you imagine, though, like, some weird frost entity freezes your parents to death in front of you, and then shoves their frozen corpses into a closet, and then shoves you into the closet with your frozen dead-ass parents, and then Santa tells you, go hug them.
The level of
Give him a
obedience
compassionate hug.
and grooming it would take to get to that point.
Dude, that whole time, I bet you those parents were still half alive going, just kill me.
Just whispering to her.
Just kill me.
Kill me, Lucy. I'm in so much pain. The whole time, both of them,
They're
just like, bash my skull in.
In the closet.
do is knock us over.
It'd be so easy, Lucy.
We'll shatter like the Terminator.
Just a little shove loose. Do it for Mom and Dad. Oh, man.
Roll us down the stairs, Lucy.
Thanks, Uncle Scott, for bringing me to the North Pole.
Watch my parents be murdered and then hug them.
You make me hug the man who made me murder my parents.
God, I can't imagine how that would go down in the court sentence.
That's like
Now give
way
him a
worse than
hug.
Spider-Man had it.
That's a true Grady origin. He's like, Santa orchestrated the whole thing so that he could, like, keep her in the North Pole and continue grooming her.
Hey, Jack, I need your help on this one. Let's come up with this elaborate ruse.
And he's just like, no problem, man.
Yeah. Martin
no problem
Short's
with this.
like down for the hit. Like, all right, let's do this.
I mean, he's like the only reason I'm doing this. Will you let me piss in the cocoa machine? And Santa's like, of course you can piss in the cocoa machine.
Yeah,
You know,
dude.
but somebody gonna add that.
The slaves are drinking enough pee. Might as well let them drink a little more.
I could go for a cup or two.
Hey, let's give some to my pregnant wife.
Oh, God.
That'll get me hard.
Give it to my pregnant
And-
captive.
And then she screams, flame on, and the hooker's dead. Oh, wow. So then now Jack Frost isn't blue. He's normal pale, or normal skin, normal hair, and everything.
Normal skin, was that supposed to be?
Well, he's white.
He's not blue anymore, Chris.
I was hoping something.
I see an entrapment.
Normal skin.
Anyway,
Santa saves him, and then he's white. Right.
He redeemed himself
Stop.
and became white at the end.
It's like the Boondocks. Like, he earned his way into white heaven.
Yeah.
And Christmas is essentially saved. And then we get a nice little blooper reel in these credits. That was something. We got
The
a blooper.
part about Tim Allen's acting, where she keeps laughing at him in the doorway, and he's like, "Is my acting funny to you?" And I just lost it at that point, because I'm like,
Yeah.
it is.
Well, it is and it isn't, Tim. It is and it isn't.
Yeah, and fucking blooper reel. Anybody stick after the credits?
I did.
Did you?
Thanos.
So
Out of
Thanos,
nowhere.
we might as well just spoiler. Thanos gets the Winter Stone.
Gets the
Yep.
Winter Stone
He-
and steals Buddy Claus.
Yep, kidnaps Buddy Claus.
And that's, you remember that the giant fish man with, like, the robo arm in Infinity War? That was Buddy Claus.
Yeah.
Twisted and contorted. And
Did we say they
monstrosity.
show Santa's baby?
Oh yeah, they do, and they name it fucking Buddy the fucking end.
Which maybe is a
It's a rip
reference.
off. It's a rip off to probably a rip
Shared-
off to Elf, because Elf was in 2003.
Yeah, predates.
the Will
shared
Ferrell movie,
cinematic
and
universe.
Santa Claus 3 was 2006, and
Was-
it could be a shared universe, could be an alternate reality.
Was Elf... I'm trying to think. I feel like that's Fox.
who owns the rights to fucking Elf. I don't give a fuck.
Who cares?
I don't give a shit.
I'm pretty sure.
Unless, everything's soon to be under the one umbrella, my
Under the
man.
Mickey banner.
Oh man,
The Overlord.
Praise be.
I can't wait for Disney to
Praise
buy
be.
Warner Brothers. That would be something else.
Elf is a Warner Brothers
Okay.
movie.
Here it is. You're gonna get Superman and Buddy Elf.
That's right, tag team duo.
Henry Cavill as a
It's like-
Superman and Will Ferrell's Buddy.
Buddy the Elf up against
Affleck's out. He partied too hard as the B-Man.
up against Dark Side. Dark Side.
Yep. All right, so that kind of wraps it up. I do want to do one little thing. What's your guys' holiday movies that you always watch around this time of year? I've got one.
Oh, for me, since I kept bringing it up, it is the Elf starring Will Ferrell. That is a family favorite, especially between my mom and I. It's unironic love for that movie.
It's always been a thing in my family. My brother and I had we always watched the Santa Claus is Coming to Town, the origin story on Santa Claus.
Ooh,
And it's like the Rudolph claymation one, and I always like that. But lately, I've been into the Billy and Mandy Christmas special, where Gilbert Gottfried voices Santa, and he's turned into a vampire by Mrs. Claus, and I fucking love that movie to death.
Interesting. I'm always all about the TBS 24 Hours of A Christmas Story. I probably watch that at least twice every Christmas.
Shit, man, I don't know. Ernest Saves Christmas or Critters.
Medea Goes to Christmas.
Is there a Medea Goes to Christmas?
Probably.
gotta be.
They're all Medea Goes to Christmas.
Let me look it up.
Medea is just an extension of Ernest.
It's not Medea Medea's Christmas morning or something. It's Medea Goes to Christmas. She just goes
She goes to it.
One I always watch.
Yeah, there's a Medea Christmas movie. It's
course
real.
there is.
It wasn't a question.
Yeah.
One I always watch, and it was because I got it for Christmas so many years ago, is Day of the Doctor with Smith Tennant and the War Doctor.
Yeah,
What's his name? William Hurt?
John Hurt.
John Hurt. Yeah, I always watch that. I don't know. I like
Sounds good.
I like it a lot. It's awesome, and it's just a good time.
And Die Hard.
Dude, Die Hard is not a Christmas movie.
It is the quintessential
no.
Christmas
Why
movie.
not?
You
I
want to
will-
know what the best Christmas
I will
movie
fight
is?
you to-
Fucking Gremlins. Suck it.
I
Did I
will-
say
Shut the fuck
Gremlins
up.
or Critters?
You said Critters.
I prefer Critters, but yeah, Gremlins.
Really?
is the
Gremlins is a
one.
Christmas
Fuck
movie.
yeah, Critters
is.
are better.
Dude, more than Die Hard is, and you can fucking
I will
suck it.
fight you outside. At the
All right, fine. I will fight you. Gremlins is better than John McClane.
Let's put
You
a
want to
vote-
know
let's-
why?
Yeah.
Put a vote
No,
to it.
I'm
John
for it.
McClane got fucking ruined by Bruce
I
Willis.
would watch that movie of him versus Gremlins versus
John McClane versus
Yeah.
Gremlins?
Dude.
What would you call it? The Die Hard Bunch?
Die Hard New Bad?
Die Hard New Batch? Yes.
The new batch
Yes.
dies hard.
Like the Gremlins
Oh,
took
yeah.
over
Nakatomi.
McClane. Yeah, took over the tower.
Die Hard or Die Batchin'?
Oh my god! And they take the pee of John McClane and make a Die Hard
Well,
Gremlin.
there's a Die Hard.
Oh,
They team up.
It's like
and with Gizmo.
Yeah.
Gremlin or like a what's that one? A German blonde guy in the first one. A Gremlin version of that.
Well, that's it for Santa Claus 3. Thanks for listening to all the Gremlin talk.
If it doesn't turn into a Gremlin talk, I don't know what we're doing.
Then we've done something wrong.
We have.
Have a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever it is you celebrate. Have a
Feliz
happy
Navidad.
lifetime.
Yeah, happy holidays.